trying our hardest. Yeah, we're trying our hardest. Where would it go? No point in making plans. Wildlife is human nature. We've got to take our chance. Try our best to keep it working. No point in making.
Despite exposure to toxins in our environment and various chemicals in our heavily processed diets, humanity is still awakening.
Pineal gland is lined on the inside with tissue called pinealocytes. These pinealocytes are similar to the rods and cones in the retina of your eye. That's right, it's the third eye. Your brain has a third eye in the center, and it has retinal tissue. It also has the same wiring as your physical eyes do to the visual cortex in your brain. How did they know that all the way back then? That would imply very advanced technology that would have been required for them to gain such incredible information about the brain. And so think about what that means. If you have little crystals that can vibrate and release all the colors of the rainbow.
So I looked up a little bit more about crystallography, and it's the arrangement of atoms in crystalline solids. But what really got my attention was that the United Nations declared 2014 the International Year of Crystallography. I quickly searched the International Year of Crystallography, and it brought me to the UNESCO site. And I noticed this project called the Sesame Project. So I looked it up, and it is closely affiliated with Cern. So much, in fact, that the directors of Cern and Sesame signed a protocol which provides for Cern to take the lead in collaboration with Sesame in the construction of the magnets for Sesame's main storage ring.
When truth is not the truth, what dimension are you even in?
The program of Sesame consists of the installation, operation, maintenance, and upgrading of the synchrotron light source. Okay, I had to look it up. Synchrotron light source. And it starts talking about the synchrotron radiation. But it describes the beam lines that are used for synchrotron light sources, which closely resembles the June 17th crop circle. Ironically, Cern is in search of the God particle, and the phrase open sesame dates back to meaning God or name of heaven.
And people claim when they go out of body or have a near-death experience that they see a silver cord. There is a cord linking their astral body to their physical body.
It's coming to a time where prophecy and man's inability to live on earth in a spiritual way will come to a crossroad of great problems. It's the Hopi belief, it's our belief that if you're not spiritually connected to the earth and understand the spiritual reality of how to live on earth, it's likely you will not make it.
And that, think about how we think about ourselves and other people and how we treat ourselves and other people. And we take energy in and we disperse energy. And so what we see in front of us is an array of potential universes. And those are the universes that we can bring about as a consequence of our actions. And we make choices.
You get so many people today who are somehow convinced, and mainstream science is teaching this, that you are nothing but a biological skin bag, and that you do not have any existence beyond the physical. You have no consciousness, you have no spirit, no free will, and when you die, you're dead and gone, and that's permanent. Now, that's a very dangerous philosophy.
We decide what sort of reality that we want to bring into being. And so there's a chaotic and an orderly aspect to everything, to the individual, to the family, to the social world, to the natural world. It's chaos and order at every level of analysis simultaneously.
is all brain chemistry. Light hits your eyes, hits the pineal gland, changes chemicals inside your brain. Serotonin suddenly erupts in your brain. You get happy. That's all part of consciousness, and it's all guided by the sun.
The energy of the Earth is higher than it was in 2012, and it will continue to increase. All of the solar storms that are bombarding our Earth has been proven to create psychoactive experience.
And so the color of light changes your consciousness. And if the sun is changing, then it's possible that our consciousness is changing.
And it's all, I believe, part of this greater awakening that we're going through at this time. This pineal gland activation, you could call it that. You could call it the coming golden age. You could call it the energetic shift that we're going through at this time.
It could be that the changing nature of the sun over the last 20 years is what's causing the great awakening that's happening.
Pilot controls are ready.
All right, it's getting late. It's almost midnight. Let's go, Venkman.
Here's something off the request line from Liberty Island. We gotta squeeze some New Year's juice from you, Big Apple.
You know your love keep on lifting me higher, higher, higher. I said your love keep on lifting me higher, higher.
Day 9. The effects of thought on reality. The difference between these two pieces of rice is that one has got bad negative energy going to it, and one's got love, good energy. The impact of consciousness on reality.
The unthinkable is the expected.
"13 days of love and 13 days of negative energies. If this is what happens to a rice, what happens to you?"
Just imagine if we actually understood how much energy each one of us creates, and what effect does it have on the outside world.
And there's nothing that I can do.
Man, I can't wait to see people's faces when we come on shore. This should really get the city's positive energy flowing, huh, Mickey?
Love is so much stronger than we know.
The essential science of yoga is about Bhuta Shuddhi, taking charge of the elements within the system. Once you have control over the elements in the system, you can also influence the elements around you. Essentially, your whole work with life is just with the elements always, in a very basic form, isn't it?
Between the lines is the only place you'll find what you're missing, but you didn't know was there.
You keep telling yourself what you know, but what do you believe? What do you feel?
If our reality is dictated by the mind, this means there are constructing forces beyond our conscious presence, as our mind also contains subconscious layers and emotional currents that run deeper than our immediate awareness.
It's my subconscious. Remember, I can't control it.
And this adds a whole new level of vulnerability, for it implies that our reality, and by extension our identity, is susceptible to disruption and manipulation.
Will it someday beam disturbing frequencies directly into the mind? Mind control will be the ultimate non-lethal weapon.
We're dealing with a form of technology where you can no longer trust your senses. You can't trust what your eyes see, you can't trust what your ears hear, and more than that, you can't trust what you really believe to be true or false.
Nolan's very first film Following already showcases how we can be made to believe in fiction, how easily we accept a story as reality. And it is this potential for our mind to be influenced by external forces that takes the center stage in Inception.
An idea that is fully formed, fully understood, that sticks. Right in there somewhere.
For someone like you to steal?
Nolan soon introduces the potential act of inception, of planting an idea in someone's mind that they will then come to embrace as if it were their own.
True or false?
The agenda behind all of this is to create a society that is robotical. You report to a computer system, you don't question anything, you don't deviate from your functions, you do what you're told, and there is no independent thinking to do otherwise. They do this to ensure that the culture does not deviate from its agenda through eons of time.
If you can steal an idea from someone's mind, why can't you plant one there instead?
The seed that we plant in this man's mind will grow into an idea. This idea will define him. It may come to change everything about him.
One of the things I've learned over this 20 years of research is that there's never one reason for anything. There are multiple reasons. Part of it is destabilizing the human immune system. Part of it is creating a sub-reality around the planet to manipulate the energetic field that we're living in every day.
But the concept of inception merely serves to articulate directly what we all experience indirectly. It asks us to think about our own psychological realities. How have we been incepted? What are the parasitic ideas wreaking havoc in our minds? What were the moments that turned our lives upside down? What convictions are locked away deep in our subconscious? What really are the roots of the conceptions we have about ourselves, of those beliefs about which we are certain they originated from within? Who has impacted our lives and our identities, shaped us into who we are today? We all experience the world subjectively, and we all struggle to determine what is real about the world and the people around us, and what is real about ourselves. Is the importance of togetherness, of having others affirm our reality.
This is my dream. Why can't I control this?
Because you don't know you're dreaming!
Back.
And so, in the end, it's about all of them being in one reality again. The real victory is thus a collective one, that while we may never objectively know the reality beyond our perception, we can find security in the sharing of our subjective worlds, in the mutual agreement on what is real. Having gone through the chaotic labyrinth of the subconscious, through the madness of time-warping realities, they came out on the other end, together.
We're here on Earth only a few winters. Then we go to the spirit world. The spirit world is more real than most of us believe. The spirit world is everything.
And so to know thyself is only possible through the eyes of the other. The nature of our immortal lives is in the consequences of our words and deeds that go on apportioning themselves throughout all time. Our lives are not our own. From womb to tomb, we are bound to others, past and present. And by each crime and every kindness, we birth our future.
Thank you for watching, and much love to you all in 2020.